Good morning, everyone. It's Chris from Axel as well as Solstice. You can find us on the website, which you can see right here. It's got our contact number. And the best way to reach out to me is using this email, joe.f@axelatrai.com. And you can learn about a little bit the services that we provide to help you out. Second thing, you can find us on X. On X, you can see every day I do put a small little tweet to talk about the overall market and what I am expecting out of it. You can see here on Friday's announcement. This is going to be this coming week is a short week, but I wanted you to see this one. Good morning. The overnight inventory is up, but we're going to apply the Friday rules. So on the S&P, Nasdaq, the Russell, I put XLK, SMH, and XLE versus the dollar, the VIX, TNX, the bonds, USO, and CL, and crude oil since we're coming back because they were talking about ceasefire, no ceasefire, agreement, no agreement. We get a spike down, we get a spike back up, and everything's okay. And we had the basically the main show for the day was actually looking at SpaceX, and I will show you what we did on Discord on that one, so that way you can get a better feel, or I'll review it on the technical charts every day. This is the combination of those instruments. You can see I put it there in the IWM. And this is the combo on the S&P, Nasdaq, Russell, as well as the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let's talk about what happened that day. And you can find us on YouTube. You can see the channel is just still under my name. I have not converted it to Axel, which eventually I will in Solstice. And we have a lot of you can check the channel and everything. We get a lot of views, but none of you guys are hitting the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe. This will help us out because we don't put any advertisements on that YouTube channel, because we want to give you a short weekly video of an overall what the market can do for us on weekly basis. So let's go to the first slide that I have up here on Thinkorswim through Schwab, and you can see I put the New York Composite. I do not have anything other than just a regular fib from the prior year annual high to the low, and this is the 2026, the high, the low, and you can see that double bottom between March and March 30th. We can see that we bottomed out right here. We rallied up. We were in large consolidation. We were grinding up here where we tried to break up. We fell down, and you can see if you look at it, it looks like a cup because of this consolidation. This is another V. If there's going to be continuation because we tested a new high, is it going to continue higher, or is it going to create a small consolidation before continue high? This is on the New York Stock Exchange. Let's take a look at SMH, the semiconductor. I wanted to show the difference between the semiconductor and the XLK and the New York Composite. You can see here when we were consolidating in the prior year, I want to show this gap here, this island reversal. If you look at it, it was sitting at $260, 280, and eventually we broke up. We double topped. This was a January low. We came back in March, tested it. You see it here. We tested it. We gapped up. We never looked back in this island reversal. We continued higher. We got 1, 2. This one was tested, so that was 3. That one was tested, no longer valid. You can see it. There's a little tiny one between here and here. That's 3. So you have 3 on reversal. We are continuing higher, but that's the on a semiconductor sector. Let's take a look at the XLK. I'm doing it today a little bit differently because I usually do commodities first, and I wanted to show you the XLK in the tech sector because there's a little bit of different rotations between the AI tech sector, semiconductor, and hardware, so you got to pay attention to these things. That was the December prior year high. This was the gap. You can see it. There's a gap here. We continued high. That's an island reversal. That's 1 there, so we can count this as 1. Okay, this is 1, 2, and this is the third one, but we got one on the way down. I'm paying attention in case we create a cup and clear the 185, 186 to continue higher to the backside on XLK. Let's take a look at the Magnificent 7. Mag S, they call it. I don't use that, but I'm going to show you how I look at it. I'm going to show you there was that consolidation up here which we couldn't clear. We fell down, we rallied up, we created almost like a double top. You can consider this is a crab pattern. This is the eye, this is the other eye, this is the handle. Does this handle come up to the backside of this channel, you know, this consolidation here before we get up to there, look above and fail? Or do we consolidate and break out eventually to the top? I'm not saying things can happen, but I want you to understand the technicals in the Magnificent 7, and I will break him down. I'm going to show you the combo on him on the Mag 7. I have him here, but I did not include, we're going to include SpaceX in it, okay? I will eventually include SpaceX in it. You can see here those tops. This is the shoulder, this is the head of it. That was the kind of shoulder. It kind of did a double here, fell back down. We got the island reversal. We rallied, we were consolidating for a long time in this area, couldn't clear it. But what I'm going to do is edit this box here, because I consider this is a lot of volume on it. So I'm going to go to 621 and push it up. And remember, in the coming week, I got a short week on Friday, so I'm paying attention for this consolidation. If it eventually gets to F3 and F5 on the combination of those instruments, I'm going to take them out, and I'm going to show you the difference between Tesla. You can see Tesla, how it's starting to come back, but I am paying attention on Tesla. If I zoom in this area only, we're going to look at the area at the 396, because you got a nice reversal hammer back up, continuation, but I think there's going to be a little bit of resistance coming up. You can see that this consolidation up here, this was the breakdown of it, the look up, coming back, retesting it, breaking up. We are in that territory of the breakout. If there's going to be continuation, I'm looking for that 423 up here and coming back down, or coming back to the 396, so you can accumulate some shares in Tesla to continue higher. So let's take a look at, for example, APL. Oops. It's a little bit, you know, and it's having a little problem. You can see it on Apple. You can see that move up and that move down. It tried to look up. It's creating a bearish flag. If there's going to be momentum, you have to break that double top here and this consolidation here where there was volume in that gap in order to run. If not, I'll look for the backside of this channel down here in this island reversal where it broke originally at. That's Apple. I'm going to show you Amazon. It's in a similar situation. AMZN. I don't want to go through Microsoft or Meta because they are in the same situation. You can see Amazon is in the same situation here. You can see, but you got two nice reversal hammers. This backside here may act as resistance in case it does that and come back down. So that's on Amazon. Let's take a look at now in the bond sector. What I'm going to do is the ZF. I just want to show you the short-term 5-year treasury notes. If the Federal Reserve Board on Wednesday, the new chairman, Kevin, says, you know what, things are going to be, well, I'm going to be on the dovish to neutral side. I'm not going to increase interest rates. I'm not going to do anything due to, you know, the employment numbers and what's going on. You can see we started to move up. And if I put the vice versa number, the minus sign in front of it, you're going to see that it's inverted. So that way, in case you want to use the inverted picture, you can see where those levels are. So let's take a look at right now the New York, the Fortune 500 company. I'm going to put the dollar sign and which companies are above the 50 SMA and the ones that are below the 50 simple moving average. You can see here we are in consolidation. We created an M. You can see we couldn't clear that up. It came back down and we consolidated here. Now we're trying to push up. So I am paying attention. You can see between the high and the low where we are in relationship to this consolidation, and there's a lot of volume in this territory where we are above the 50. You can see that 50 there, and we are picking up some momentum in there. So if I go in the studies and I go to the style, and I'm going to load the SPCX breath. I wanted to show it to everyone so nobody says anything to me. So what we're going to do is zoom in this area, and I wanted to show you the breath that there is an opportunity of coming up, but on the short term, you can see it's just tapping into the zero line, the short term breath due to the ratio on the 5 SMA and the 20 SMA in relationship to the 50. But we are trying, we may have a small reset in order to continue higher. So I wanted to show this on the chart so everyone can see it. We're going to go back here and load the moving averages on the platform for everyone to see it. So let's go right now. Take a look at the IWM. I'm going to use the IWM N instead of the M. This is the value play. And what I wanted to show you in the value play, everybody that does not like the small cap due to the interest rates and the government, rates, if there's no spike in it, you can see that we came out of that wedge to the upside and we created a new highs on the small cap. And this is the Russell Value 2000. It is sensitive towards interest rates, and you can see that move up higher in small cap. So if I take a look at the QQQ in the Nasdaq 100, you can see the Nasdaq 100, I had put the weekly chart move, and you can see these island reversal. I wanted to show you where the highs and lows are for the week from the prior week. So what we're going to do is come here to the style setting. You can see we're creating a higher high. That move down here, we had an inside day. Everybody's thinking it's bearish, it's going to fall and break the 50 SMA. It didn't. It held, the 32. Now we got the 18 SMA right above. If there's going to be continuation and, they sign the agreement in Iran and the oil prices are coming down, there may be a possibility of a breakup or creating a right shoulder to accumulate to continue higher. So let's take a look at the 20 days, 1 hour. And what I wanted to show you on the 1 hour, I didn't want to draw my fibs from here to the low, which everyone can do. That is fine. But what I did, I took the weekly high and low, which was the weekly high on Tuesday, the weekly low that happened on Tuesday low. We had the move down, the halfway back. Then on Wednesday, we sold off. Tuesday, we broke the Wednesday's high as well as the Tuesday's close. We continued higher, and on Friday, there was consolidation to the upside. So very importantly, that you do understand that the breadth of the market usually is a good indication to tell you that things are happening on the exchange. Let's take a look at now the SPY, and I will go back vice versa to it. On the SPY, I did the same thing. I did not measure from the high to the low, but I measured the weekly highs and lows. You can see that move from the prior week on Friday, the sell-off, the rally on Monday, halfway, reject Tuesday, look above it, fail, come back halfway, stay in the bottom distribution, fall on Wednesday, rally up, and on Friday, we had a nice consolidation. We looked down, tested, the breakout or the close of it and rallied up, but we kind of grinded into the close on Friday after, that tweet. So let's take a look at right now on the daily chart. We're going to look at it on the daily so everyone can see it. And what I wanted to do is zoom in this area, and you can see that it created higher high in relationship to the IWM. I'm going to put the M. It's got a lot of lines in it, but what I wanted to show you here, we are creating higher highs in a breakout. You can see it, and we broke the prior high, but we came back in to close just slightly above that on the IWM. So let's take a look at now. What I want to do is basically give you two ideas to look at the biotech IBB. I believe this is the Nasdaq 100 biotech. You can take a look at Lilly, UNG, or G8. They're trying to consolidate, and you can see how on the daily, chart, we are in a symmetrical triangle. If there is momentum to the upside, I'm looking to get a rounded bottom here or some kind of a breakout above the F6 to come back to the 78%, fib up and going towards between the 80 and the 100% retracement from bottom to low on the biotech. So if I take a look at, for example, UNG, you can see it's a little bit, struggling UNG to come out of, not UNG, UNH, sorry. I put UNG is the gas, UNH, sorry, UNH. You can see here, you can see the roundness, the breakout. If this is going to create a cup and hold between the 5 and the 18, the 12 SMA and continue up, that would be great. Let's take a look at Lilly, LLY. similar situation. And if I take a look at GH, it's in a little bit better situation because you're getting those after the earning report. You can see that run up consolidation. You got 1, 2, it's creating a W. And if you get a breakout, you look for the extension, the distance between here and here. You duplicate that distance from the breakout, you'll get up to the backside of that channel up here. So I hope this is helping you. So let's take a look at right now Intel INTC. We called it in last week's video, and I told everybody to pay attention to that 114.50 in case you get a breakout in it. And what did we do? We consolidated, we rallied down, and I said, hey, pay attention here in case you get a rounded bottom and a breakout of this candle here, and you eventually broke out of this candle in this one right here at the 14.50, continued higher. This was a nice, 2-day rally. Look above, come to close slightly underneath the 226.65, but I am looking if it comes back one more time to accumulate a little bit behind that channel and push back up. You'll look for the extension eventually in overtime. You can take a look at it. They're similar to NVDA on the long term. You can see that large consolidation breakout, and now we're getting that push up. If there's going to be, that thing can be, worth $180, $200 in the future. And I will show you NVDA in relationship to it in the chip manufacturing. You can see NVDA after that, large hump up here, that M pattern is falling and struggling. In order for NVDA to continue, it's below the 50 SMA. In order to, to get a breakout, it needs at least to clear 212 to 218 to get momentum back up. But I think there's going to be a little bit slightly change from NVDA to Intel, and you can see it in AMD as well. And you can see here AMD, you can see that down move up, look down, breakout, and you got that gap reversal up. You're in that linear regression 50%. If you draw a pitchfork in here, pay attention between the highs and lows of this, coming to the midpoint, coming back in and continuing higher on AMD. Let's take a look at the micro ES. And I will show you the breadth. So what I wanted to do in the micro ES, show you how to do the setup. So that way you know how to do the measurements for the week. Everybody will grab a Fibonacci from the prior week's high, which I'm going to show you how to do. You can grab this high. That's what most people do. This is just an expected, fibs and levels where the consolidation are. You can see where the 50% is on the chart. You're above it, and your 61 is right here in order to continue higher and clear the 200 SMA. But if I'm expected, the expected move to go higher, I'm expecting that move to continue and clear that candle that took us down here on that Friday. So that's in the that's the regular fib if you look at it that way. And if I look at the measured move from Tuesday to Friday's high, and you can see that the 100% and the 200 SMA and the 61 are in this area in order to continue higher and get the extensions to the upside on the measured move. So I hope this is helping you understand how to do the calculations. And what I wanted to do is show you the market profile, go in the style, go from the standard right here to monkey bars. And in the monkey bars, you can see my levels where I usually put the VPOX value low, value high, and the point of control. This is the monthly. And if I want to look at today's price action, this is the value high on the prior day, value low, and this is the point of control. We came back towards the value high and bounced off and continued higher. But what I want to do is show you on the accumulation side and the distribution. You can see here that individual print here. This is considered one distribution, 2 and 3. We came back, retested that major profile area, and we continued higher. So we're going to zoom in here. I just wanted to show you that this island, this gap in here, this is very important in case we end up coming back, in case there's noise in the market and what's going on in the overall market right here. Pay attention to it in case there's going to be a slight push down, but I would pay attention to that area in the value high. And what I want to do is go to the Friday's price action, and I want to explain where the values high, values low. You can get a like a line up here. You can mark the value high where it is, change the color to red. I'm just gonna do this one just fast. So we're gonna make this red just that way you can see it. We make the dashes a little bit smaller. That's about you either trade inside that value or above value or below value. I usually mark it. I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna put it at the bottom and I'll mark the value area low in green instead of red, and I'll do edit the property and I'll put it in green. I'm doing them a little bit fast just to give you an overall view. And what I do is for the point of control, you see here how we tested the point of control no longer valid. I'm going to remove that one, and the point of control would be right here, which you can see. And if I go back to the prior day, so in case I come in a range, this is where my close is on Friday. If I come back to the point of control and bounce, that's great. If I come back to the value low, that's great. And if I break out above the value area high and the sentiment is bullish, then where sentiment is bullish. So you have to understand if you are trading inside the range, above the range, or below the range, and you use these levels in order to help you out. So what I'm going to do is remove those charts because I don't use the micros. I only use the regular contracts on the charts. So I'm going to zoom it in to get rid of that point of control because I don't need it here. Remove it. So I'm going to go in the style, go back to the standard bars, and from here, understand the momentum and the supply on the chart. So what we're going to do, go look at the breadth of the market. Let's take a look at here, the NYSE volume to the, where is it? NYSE, high and low. Do this. NYGH minus $, minus NYLOW. And what I wanted to do is show you here the comparison between the S&P, which I have right here. You can see the price action is in the candles. And what I want to do is show you instead of candle, I'm going to show you a line on the breadth of the market, the line. And you can see we are starting to pick ourselves up, and the S&P is in a similar situation. We are continuing to the upside. And if I look at it on the daily chart, let's go to the daily. You can see that the momentum in the S&P and the breadth of the market on the New York Stock Exchange between the lows and the highs, we're starting to pick ourselves back up towards the top. So trade what the charts offer you, not what you think. Let's go in the style back here, set up a clean chart, come back to clean, load, clean. I just don't want to have anything on the charts. Go to candles. And from here, what I want to do is, last but not least, give you an overall view how to look at the IGV in case there's a change in the trend. And I do see here in IGV, because it's due to AI and other stuff, you can see that double bottom. If there's going to be continuation, you have to be picky about the instruments you're going to trade in the Nasdaq or the S&P or the Russell. So last but not least, the IPO SPCX. SpaceX, SPCX. And what I wanted to do is kind of give you an overall view on the short term, what we can do on this chart. So we're going to go to the 5-minute bar. And I wanted to show you the range on the 5 and 15, the reason behind it. So I took the first 15-minute bar from high to low, marked the highs, marked the lows, and I marked the midpoint of it. That 151.84 cents is very important for SpaceX to hold above. Number two, the morning high when everybody was buying it, some of them brought up here, okay? If they did, they fell back down, and I'm going to put the VWAP. You can see those wicks here are institution reporting the trades that happened in the morning right here at the buy. So you get those large wicks in the chart, and you have the high at the top, whoever brought at the high, and this is basically recording the settle. So if I'm going to put the VWAP, anchored VWAP, okay? we're going to use the anchored VWAP. And the reason why I want to show you the anchored VWAP is going to give me 3 lines. The VWAP, the middle, I'm going to make it dotted. We're going to make it 3. Okay, so everyone can see it. We're going to make it white. Okay, the reason why. The upper band, I'm going to make it dotted small, and I'm going to make it 2 in red. So everybody knows where the band is. The lower band, I'm going to keep it yellow. We're going to make it 2. We're going to make it small dotted lines on the 2. As long as the VWAP, you can see the midpoint of it because it's recorded on the 5-minute. It's going to show you where that band is. So I'm going to go right now to the 1-minute bar. So on the 1-minute bar, you can see the upper and lower band. On Monday, when we open up, pay attention to the 151. You can see where that band is because it's collecting the data right on the candle. This is the first day it reports. So if I remove it and we put a regular VWAP, I want you to see it. VWAP. Hold on. We did it that way. Hold on. We're going to cancel it. Let me see the anchoring, what day it did it for. We're going to do the anchoring as of 06. Friday was basically the 12th. 2026. Okay, everyone? So we're going to apply it. We're going to see if it does anything. So it didn't do anything. That's fine. We're going to remove it. We're going to see if the regular VWAP shows it. We're going to use the VWAP. Let's see if it does anything different. Okay, there you go. On the regular VWAP, you can see where the anchoring is. As long as you're above the midpoint of that anchoring, remember I put it in white, so we can edit it. I'm going to do it one more time. It's a little bit hideous, but I'm going to show it to everyone, okay? We're going to make it dotted. We're going to go white. We're going to make it 3. The upper band, we're going to make it dotted small. And the lower band, we're going to dot it small. And we're going to keep it yellow. So you can see if the band, you fall below that band, and I put the 151, be careful of it. If I am above that VWAP band, the white one, it's bullish, and we look for the upper band for a breakout. So we're going to trade what we see, and I hope that the SPCX in the future, right now, it may be volatile a little bit more. It may fluctuate between, let's say, 135 and 190, back and forth. Remember, pay attention to the VWAP in order to help you out. And if I do the anchoring for it, and if we change the style, and I use a regular standard RSI, it's probably not going to show it. Okay, it's not going to probably show it, but I'm going to do my best to see if it's going to record it. You can see the recording when the RSI falls. You can draw a downtrend channel. When the RSI breaks up on the fast time frame, to draw an uptrend channel, because right now you cannot short SpaceX. You want to buy it for the long haul, but you want to be able to understand where those moving averages and the momentum, where the highs and lows are, because in the European market on Sunday, they're going to open in Asia as well as the European market. This is going to be able to trade over there, and let's see what the overall market will do for it. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any question, get in contact with me at joe.f@axelatrai.com, or get in contact with me with either those 2 numbers, the 626. The best is the 949-414-8484. Take care. Over and out.